Welcome everybody to Soul Service Sundays Channeled Messages. I am your host, Donna, also known as PranaLakshmi. These channeled messages come to you in a Theta state that I allow myself to get into as I'm recording these messages, and it is a received channeled message in the Theta state, receiving from the golden light, the white light, tuning into God, essence, and the message comes from that place and that state. Message comes through, I deliver it through whatever words come through. They may sound like my words, and sometimes they don't sound like my words. And so I ask when you listen, if you can, to either be doing something really mundane like washing the dishes and tuning in to the message coming through and seeing, noticing, feeling, what does this mean for me? How does this work for me in my life? How does this apply to me? Or simply tuning in and picking up whatever words or whatever sentences make sense for your life. And you will know that because you may not hear other things and you'll hear certain things. And this often happens with channeled messages where we will hear what we need to hear. And even if we rewound it and listened again, we would either hear the same message, or if we listened on another day in a different state of being, we would probably hear something different because that would be the message that we needed on that particular day. So it's quite interesting listening to this type of information because you will understand, even if the message itself isn't grammatically correct or it's coming in and the phrases sound strange, notice what makes sense for you. Notice what lands for you and what aligns for you. And each week will be different, and each week will have its own theme. And so if you are doing that mundane task, that's a great time to listen. Another great time to listen is upon waking in the morning, before you start to get out of bed and do your errands for the day, let's say. So in that waking state, and just before bed is another great time to listen, and or during a meditation practice or a silent practice. So I hope you enjoy. These are new, and I would love to hear from you that you are enjoying these messages. Sending you so much love, and off we go into the channeled message for this week. We are giving the message that we are all one at this time in this evolution. That our work now is to evolve. And for some of us, that evolution is as fast as possible. That we are accessing higher states of knowledge and wisdom. That there is a tapestry in between and with all that you see. There is a tapestry in the space between what is. And in this tapestry there are what seem like, they're calling nerve endings, what seem like neurons, what seem like these super pathways, these super consciousness pathways that stream through what is being said all of eternity. And we simply come to almost latch on to these super pathways. Think of it as universal consciousness. think of it as the consciousness that exists all around us. And it's like a web, a net. Think of the internet of consciousness. And it's like a plasmic field that exists in the space between everything. In everything, with everything, between everything. This net, this field, this plasma, this aura, the word is coming. It's like an aura. And it is a field. It is a field, and it has a dimension. It is dimensional. And we have the ability to, the word keeps coming, latch on. So imagine it runs like a superhighway. Imagine each fiber, each wire, and each one of these threads is its own consciousness that connects and interweaves with all the other consciousness. And if you can latch on, which you can, not if, you can latch on to one of these threads and you can ride these threads, and the image is like a Superman, superhuman figure that is holding on to one of these threads and just riding it through infinity. And we have this ability, and this, we've been calling it flow in the human realm. We've been saying that people get into flow state, flow consciousness. Well, this flow is the ability to find one of these threads and hold on, latch on, and ride, and ride, and ride. And if you can stay in that flow, it feels that you are fed information, given information. That information just comes to you. You access it. And riding these waves of information give us access to all that is, all that ever was, and all that ever will be. Which means everything is within reach, and we have all that we need and ever will need. Which means we have this access now. We now have this access, and we have this access now. And the pauses are because dual pieces of information are coming in at the same time. Some of us are being tested right now. Some of us are being given tests, and we can see those tests. They're right before us. They will not be easy tests. We will be asked to make choices, to change things, to ride the waves of change, and that change will have its discomfort. That change for some may not be easy. In fact, it will be the opposite of easy, and it will be uncomfortable, and it will demand change, and it will demand a difference. And it won't be easy to make these decisions, and you may wonder and ponder and sometimes even doubt the decision. And yet there is this faith, hope, and understanding that it is the right decision. It is the decision that is meant to be for now, right now. And that decision serves the future. And all the future is right now. So we co-create, we create in this moment, this co-creative fabric, this sequence that is this field of information that we simply need to latch onto. And there's that word again, latch. And this is a good latching, like a baby that is nursing latches on to the nipple, and it latches properly onto the breast, and then the breast milk flows. That's the type of latching that I'm referring to. And I say I, but there's a we, and there's a consciousness that comes through. And this information that you're being given, the messages that the information that you're being given on this superhighway, the information that you latch onto on these threads, and I know this may sound strange and weird and challenging and difficult for some people, the information that you latch onto on these threads is the right information. The message is that this is the right information. So when you are in that flow, latching on to these threads of this field, of this consciousness, this is the right information. And you will know because, again, that image of a superhero with a cape, like a Superman figure, flying through this quantum field, holding on to this thread, and flying seamlessly through the universe. The other image and information coming through is that each one of us holds a very unique piece of this earth. Our role on this earth is very unique. And so that is the reason that we have been asking, the humans have been asking, why are we here? What is our purpose? And the purpose that is coming through is that each and every single human is unique. There is not one human that is the same, which means each human's purpose is specifically unique and different, and each specific human has a role on this planet. And the information coming through is that each human has a specific role on this planet, whether dead or alive. That is the specific information coming through. Whether dead or alive, all the humans on this planet have a specific purpose and mission. Take that in. How does that feel? What is your purpose? What is your mission? And so the information being given is that once you find your purpose and mission, once you understand it, you're not looking for it, you're simply understanding it, you're hearing it, you're noticing it, you're seeing it, then it's the latching on to the field, the wire through the field, that wire of information, that thread that is interconnected, interwoven, interlaced with all the other threads. And you have your piece of the thread, and you're riding that thread. So you're riding the wave, and that's the flow. That's the flow that people have been talking about. When you get into that flow, you're in your own unique vibration, and your unique vibration is your voice on this planet, and you are being given that information in order to serve and service the population. And that is all that's being given today. So I thank Source. I thank you, Source. And for those of you that are new to tuning in to my Soul Service Sundays, and this is Donna speaking now. What has happened, what has transpired in the last month or so is that I've been given the message, I've been given the opportunity, and I've been given the mission to channel messages for the Soul Service Sundays. So these are channeled messages. I'm not calling them meditations because what it is I am going into a meditative state, and then I am allowing myself to go up into the light to enter a higher dimension, 7th dimension, accessing God, light, golden light, white light, pure light. And from there, the message has been coming through. And so I believe this is the 3rd channeled message. The first one was live on Sundays, and then realizing that that is not necessarily going to work every Sunday. So the message will be channeled, the message will be relevant to the week, and will be delivered on Sundays. So I thank you so much for listening. It is a duty, an honor, and a privilege. And I'll be honest, there was a little bit of hesitancy involved in releasing the episodes, the last few episodes, and I was given confirmation in multiple meditative states or visioning states that this is what I am meant to do with Soul Service Sundays. So thank you. Thank you to those that are listening, participating, and loving. Sending you love back, and we will hear each other or see each other or both next week. Take care, be well, sending you beautiful blessings.